Okay, so I'm live. I just was doing a class and the internet went really, really bad. And so hopefully it's going to be fine now. So as we were, what we were doing, Chiara, quite obviously, predictably, is we were sitting down in Sukhasana, so in the comfortable seat, and we're just centered. So we just spent a bit of time centering, and we had done our 3 OMs, but I probably missed a few people with that. So we just checked in with because the internet was so bad. So we just checked in with our emotions and our thoughts and our sensations and our body, and just allowing them to be exactly as they are. So you can just rest with those feelings, anything that comes up with no judgment. We can just watch them, and that's fine. And then we brought the hands to the heart and we did our own vibrations 3 times. So we could start that together. We had really deepened our breath and softened the muscles, our shoulders and everything. So let's begin this time with our own vibrations, and then we can start our class together. And then gently lifting up and stretching up. So really feeling the side body stretching. And the arms. And taking a deep breath here. And then turning the back of the hands together. Exhaling, bringing the hands behind you, clasping, opening up the chest. And deep breath here. On the next exhale, bring the hands up, lifting, inhale. Deep breaths. And then exhale. Bring the hands behind. And we're taking a deep breath with each posture. So when you're opening up in this posture like this, there's a deep breath. And then exhaling on the movement. And this is extended seated posture. And taking a deep breath here. And then gently placing the left hand down, the right hand over. Coming over into the side. Stretching out the side of your body. Taking a breath here. Probably 2, there for quite a while. Then bring yourself back up and then exhale over. Lovely stretches on the side. Really breathe into your muscles. So you're giving yourself a lovely stretch down here. And bring yourself up. And then over to the other side. Up. And then last one. Lifting up and then over into the twist. So the left hand's coming behind and then right hand on your knee. Inhale, lengthening, and then exhale, gently softening into the twist. Inhale, lengthen through the crown and then back over to the other side. Just a lovely, gentle twisting here. And then gently bring yourself back to center. And we'll lift up the arms again. Inhaling up and then gently folding forward. So just fold forward as much as you can and want to. You might be, you're up here, that's fine. If you can, you're coming a little bit further down. And gently bring yourself back up and then changing the cross of your legs. And bring yourself down. That's great. Really, every exhale, you're allowing yourself to rest a bit more in the posture. As you inhale, there's a lengthening through the spine. And bring yourself back up. And let's have another forward fold. Here, I'm going to take my blanket away and bring your feet together. So open like a book. So you can give your feet a little bit of a massage first. Just maybe the arches of the feet can be really lovely. Maybe a little bit on the pads of the feet. Just a moment of attention for your amazing feet, which kind of carry you around your whole life. That's great. Okay, lifting up, lengthening, and then exhale, gently softening into this Baddha Konasana pose. So gentle opening of the lower back, of the hips. Deep, strong breaths are just helping us fold into this wonderful stretch. And then gently bring yourself back up. Closing the knees and coming over and finding a way onto all fours. So we'll start by just gently moving the body. So your hips might be going from side to side. In a figure of 8. You might be snaking the spine so your shoulders are involved as well. So really just move any way that you feel like you need to move this morning. So the only guideline is that you have your hands below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. And then we can start to gently move into the Majjarasana, cat flexions and extensions. So we're inhaling up and then exhaling. The pelvic floor and the belly is lifting up. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, really lifting from the core here. Strengthening all those wonderful inner muscles. And then bringing the body back to stillness for a moment. Keeping the knees hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart, we'll lift up the right arm and the left leg. So really strengthening here. So this is less flowing. This is actually quite a strong held exercise. So alternate arm and leg lift. Just a couple of breaths here. So really lifting up Mula Bandha, your pelvic floor, and all the wonderful muscles around your belly. Head looking down at your mat. And then releasing down on the exhale, and then the other side. So lifting up, alternate, leg and arm. With me, it's my left arm, right leg. And then exhaling down. We'll just do one more on either side. So we're taking about 2 or 3 breaths while we're up, depending on the length of your breath. Really focusing on your wonderful inner muscles all around belly and your hips. And on the next exhale, lowering down carefully. And then the last side here. Lovely and strong. And then lowering down. That's wonderful. Okay, that's great. So opening up your knees, touching your toes, and bring yourself back into an extended child. This is a wonderful way of stretching out your back. Deep, strong stretches here. So your hands, your hands can be wide, the fingers can be wide apart, your hands stretched out quite far. So you're feeling the stretch in your shoulders and your upper arms, all around your middle of your back and upper back. And place your head on the mat, if you can. If you need to soften this pose, then please do. Like, you don't have to stretch like this if it's too much. Really breathe into your side body so that you're gently stretching all the muscles around your spine. And then moving your hands over to the left, stretching out the right side of your torso. Deep, lovely full breaths. And bringing the hands back to center. And then over to the other side. Stretching out the left side of your body. Deep, full breaths, breathing into the muscles on the left side. And then bringing the hands back to center. That's lovely. And then gently bring yourself up. And not very far up, sorry, I'm on my forearms. And then your knees are hip width apart. Turn your toes around. And let's move up into a hover. So we're giving ourselves a lovely strong, a bit of strengthening in abdomen again. Lifting up our pelvic floor as well. And then move back into half downward dog. So you've got bent knees. And your chest is going back towards your knees. and lifting up on your tiptoes, going really, really high, so you're an acute angle. And then gently placing one heel down at a time into the full expression of downward facing dog. You can walk out your dog. Really enjoy the stretch of your hamstrings as you lower one heel down at a time. And then you can gently walk your feet towards your hands. So you're coming to the front of the mat. And just hang here for a moment in Uttanasana, forward fold. And then take hold of your elbows and just hang here, holding your elbows. And bobbing your head. And then slowly, we'll stack one vertebrae at a time on top of each other as you gently move up, rolling your spine up. And of course, your head will be last, so you might not be quite there yet. And finding yourself in standing, in Tadasana. So tucking in your pelvis, lifting of the pelvic floor and all the muscles here around your powerhouse, the center of your body. Then roll your shoulders back, arms down by your side, lifting, lengthening through the crown and lifting through the arches of the feet. And this helps your legs stay nice and strong so they're not collapsing inwards. And then lifting up, palms above the head, touching. Bring the hands down to the heart. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, lifting up, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, take a breath in. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths in downward dog. Deep breaths. Exhale. Take a breath in. Then exhale, forward into plank. So now this is your choice. So if you're feeling quite strong and energetic, you might want to be here in the full plank. Otherwise, lower the knees down. Just don't push yourself if you don't want to. So if you're in full plank, you can stay here. You can tell it's approaching full moon for me. I'm loving full plank. Okay, so rocking the shoulders back, not scrunching up by your ears. So you're like a plank of wood, nice and strong. Breath in, and then exhale. Either bring yourself down chaturanga, of course, or you can lower your knees and then bring yourself down. And then we're going to all be on the mat. Have your hands by your sides. Your hands are by your shoulders, elbows in at your sides. Take one breath here and then inhale, bringing yourself up either to a low cobra or if you wish to a higher cobra. See how you are. Breath in, so we did a full breath up there, and then exhale down. And one more time, so you decide whether it's a low cobra or you're going up into a high cobra. Exhale, and then breath in. Bring yourself up, soft shoulders, rolling them back away from the ears, opening up the chest. Take a breath while we're up, and then exhale down. That's lovely, great. Okay, so turning around the toes, breath in, and then exhale, back to downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here in downward dog. Deep breaths. Breath in, and then exhale up to Uttanasana. When you're in a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Then bring the arms up by the side. Inhale, lifting up into extended mountain. Exhale, bring your hands down to the heart. Namaste. That's lovely. Okay, let's bring in some variations. So inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Taking a breath in and taking hold of your big toes. Seeing if that's good for you. You can bend your knees if you need to. Keep your knees nice and loose at the back anyway. So inhales, you've got straight back and you're holding your big toes. And exhale, folding forward into Hasta Padangusthasana. So this is hand to big toe posture. Wonderful deep breaths. So really, you're really stretching your legs and your lower back. Inhale, having a little look up. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Take a breath in. And then bring yourself up again. Okay, so stretching up. The arms up above the head. Hands down to Namaste. And then bringing yourself forward. Exhale, forward. Inhale, look up. Flat back. And then exhale, place your hand, your palms are sitting, your feet are sitting on your palms. So this one is Padahastasana. This is foot to hand posture. So we're giving it a nice go with these ones. So taking a few breaths here. Remember, you can always bend your knees. And if this is too full on, you also don't need to do it. You can opt out. So a few lovely deep breaths, really feeling into the stretch. And gently releasing your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to hips. Take a breath in. Bend the knees and exhale yourself back up, being really careful of your back. Wonderful. Bring the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. And exhaling down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale. Bringing yourself back, your left foot back, and your right foot is forward. So inhaling forward, and then exhale, you're stretching the back of the leg. Probably doesn't feel like much now, does it, after those big stretches? But it's taking a little bit of a hip. It's great for the hips. And this kind of low lunge stretch here. So hip stretch and hamstring stretch. Exhale back. Inhale forward. So if you need a blanket underneath your knee I do if I'm on a wooden floor or anything like that. You just place it underneath the back of the left knee. Inhale forward, exhale back. And then placing down your left hand, and then your right hand goes up. So either stay in the low lunge with this twist, or if you wish to, you can come up, you can bring your knee up and have a straight back leg. So feeling the strength flowing out through the back of the leg, if that's what you're doing. So your hand is lifting towards the ceiling, connecting your lower hand with your upper hand, and bringing your hand back down. And either you're staying in low lunge and bring yourself up into the crescent lunge like this. That's perfectly fine. It's quite strong, actually. Strong on your hip. Otherwise, coming up into high lunge. Sure you're not on a tightrope, so you've got a bit of a width between your feet are about hip width apart. And then bringing your hands to your heart. Your back leg is lovely and strong. Lifting up through your pelvic floor, your mula bandha, strong belly. Looking straight ahead. Your knee is over your ankle. You can see your big toe a little bit. And then bring your arms up into Prana Mudra above the head. Lovely and strong posture, this one. Hands back down to the heart. And releasing down. Lowering the knee down. Back knee. And then bringing your front leg into pigeon. So you've got a bent front knee. And so your knee is under your chest. So if you would like to open up your hip a little bit more, you bring your shin in line with the top of the mat. That's quite full on. Otherwise, you just, wherever it's comfortable, either your heel is in at the groin or a little bit further out. Inhale, lifting, lengthening, opening up the chest. A proud pigeon, Kapotasana, this is. And then, or you bring your hand behind. So we can bring our hand, if you can, bring your left hand behind and take hold of your left foot. So I'm adding this as a strength. This is an extra in here. You don't have to do this, but you can if you want. It's a lovely quad stretch, and it's a precursor to the full posture, which I can never do because it's far too much of a back bend for me. So it's a nice quad stretch, this one. So looking straight ahead. And if you need a blanket under your right hip, roll up a blanket or a cushion and put it under your right hip if you're falling down over to the right. And then if you have got your back leg, lower it down. Inhale, open up the chest. And exhale, gently bring yourself forward into pigeon. So we can have the mudra, which is the palms together and the fingers wide apart, separated, and your thumbs in at your third eye. That's a nice mudra. Otherwise, you stack your fists or come all the way down. And really breathe into this strong stretch of your glute muscles and your hips. Deep, long breaths. then gently bringing yourself back up. And then lifting up the back leg so it's nice and straight. And then bringing it round so that you're going to come into Gomukh Asana, which is the cow face posture. So I'll turn this way so you can see it. Just depends which way you're facing. So you're, in this case, going to be stretching your left hip. So it's actually the opposite hip. But your place, so your left leg is on top. You've got to swung it round and put it on top. And if you can, you've got knees together or stacked on top of each other. And these are your cow's horns here. Okay, so if you can't do that, you can actually just be here like a cross-legged position. Any which way is fine. Okay, so lifting up your right arm, because it's, left. My left and right's terrible. So it's left leg on top and then right arm on top in this case. So lifting up your right arm, and then you're bringing your left arm on top and giving it, and putting the hand on the elbow and gently creeping your left hand down by your shoulder blades. Can you see that? I think you can. And then if you can clasp, you clasp. So you're bringing your right hand round and you're clasping. Otherwise, you can use a strap or something like a strap. To clasp as well. So here in cow face, you're in some version of the clasp, or you can just stay like this. That's fine. Inhale, lengthening, and exhale, gently softening into this lovely forward fold pose. Stretching out your left hip now. And then gently bring yourself back up. That's great. And then releasing down. Giving your shoulders a bit of a rotate. Backwards and forwards. That's great. And then while we're here in Gomukh Asana, just for a moment, we'll bring the right arm in the crease of the left elbow, soften the right shoulder. Probably not very good for my mic. Ooh. And then just gently rest here in this shoulder stretch as you go across. Long, deep breaths again, as always. And then releasing down. That's lovely, great, fantastic. So releasing the legs, bringing yourself into the cat, having a little upward glance. Inhale, downward, exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. So just a couple of these, maybe one more, 3. Inhale, looking up, turning the toes round, and exhale back, downward facing dog. And gently walk, step, or jump to forward fold. So you're exhaling here in Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bending knees, bringing the arms up, stretching up, and hands back to the heart. Fantastic, lovely. Okay, So inhale, stretch up, hands to the heart, bring yourself down, forward fold. Bend the knees, bring your hands behind you, so you're clasping behind you, and you've got your hands on your sacrum. Inhale, and then exhale, fold forward. Lovely. Strong forward folding. Here. Deep breath, stretching out your shoulders. Your hands, your clasped hands will be open now. So your fingers will still be clasped, but your palms will be apart. Lifting through the arches of the feet, of course, as always. And then releasing the hands back to the sacrum, sliding down the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then stepping the right leg back, lowering the knee down. Inhale into the hip. Exhale into the hamstrings, the legs. Moving through this gentle stretch. Low lunge, runner's lunge. Really feel into your hip. And then bringing yourself back to stillness. And then either keeping your knee down, remember you can always have a blanket underneath, in place, or you can come up into the full kind of, the full lunge there. So placing your right hand down and your left hand up. So your right and left feeling the earth and the sky. So there's real lifting from the top arm and a real weighing. What am I trying to say? You're really from the heart, you're kind of moving from the lower hand arm to the upper arm. So really feeling that. If you're up high like this, it's nice and strong. And then lowering your hand down. And then lower the knee if you wish to, and you can always stay in low lunge. Like this. Otherwise, coming up into high lunge. Remember, you want to be a hip width apart, hands at the heart center. Bringing the hands above the head. So you're in crescent lunge, Prana Mudra. Really lovely and strong. And the hands back to the heart. Lowering the hands down, lowering the knee down, and then bringing yourself into pigeon, Kapotasana. So remember, you could put a blanket, a folded up blanket or a cushion here, so you're not falling over onto your left hip. So your left leg is in front and the right leg is back. Open up. Open-hearted pigeon. Lovely. Great. And then bringing your right hand behind, grabbing the right foot. You can, if you want to, you don't have to do this. You're stretching your quad muscles. Lovely. Looking straight ahead. And then releasing down when you're ready. And then inhale, opening up. And exhale, bringing yourself down into pigeon. So this is a sleeping pigeon. So you're either doing your mudra here with your thumbs at your third eye, or stacking on your fists, or then folding forward. Really rest here. You can be quite, just quite restorative and relaxed in this posture. Breathing into your left hip. Feeling the stretching of your hip muscles, your glutes, your deep muscles, piriformis. Some stretching of the psoas. And then gently bringing yourself up, opening up the chest. And then just rocking slightly onto your left hip, bringing around your right leg. So now we're stretching the right hip again a little bit. So now you remember you're stacking your knees over each other if they want to do that. Otherwise, anyway, it's fine like this or something. If you have got it stacked over, you've got your horns. That's lovely. Now remember, it's right leg, so it's right arm. So bring your right arm up, and then your left hand can go on your right elbow, and that might be enough. So that's a stretch of up here. And if you can, you'll clasp behind, and then remember you can use your strap if you have one, or belt or scarf. Lovely deep breaths. Strong, clear breaths. And you can start to bring yourself forward. So with Gomukhasana, we're making sure that we're not pushing on our neck at all or anything like that. So make sure that your shoulders are flexible enough so they're not compromising your posture of your head or your neck. The position. And then gently bring yourself back up. And releasing the arms down. And then bringing the left hand over so that it's in the crease of your right elbow. So it's going over my mic, so I might not talk at this bit. Just breathe. The main thing is to breathe. And soften your left shoulder. And then releasing down. That's lovely. Okay, and releasing your legs. Coming back onto all fours, the cat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale up and then exhale back into downward dog. Lovely, strong downward dog. Lower the knees down, opening up the knees, touching the toes, and then sliding forward. See what happens if we come into Anahatasana. So your heart chakra posture. So it's the heart chakra the heart is going down towards the mat. And see how that is. Is that stretching out your upper back? You might have your chin on the mat. You might want to just keep your forehead on the mat. And then gently bring yourself back into child. You can slightly bring in your knees, or if you wish to, if it feels like you've had enough stretching at your hips. And take a moment here in child just to be. And gently bring yourself up. Great. Sitting on your heels for a moment, kneeling, and then bring yourself with your feet planted on the mat, your knees up towards the ceiling. Inhale forward and then exhale back, really strengthening your abdominal muscles. So if this is a good time, do this and really enjoy the strength. And inhale forward, exhale back. Otherwise, just find yourself back on the mat. And that's fine. Inhale forward and then gently make your way down. So you might want to come all the way down like this, or you might want to place your hands down and find yourself onto the mat. That's lovely. So we're going to be having slightly less Shavasana because we had a faulty start. So it's slightly quicker this time. So bring your hands to your knees and rock from side to side. Planting your feet down. Bring your arms out by your side so that your hands are slightly lower, just a tiny bit lower than your shoulders. Lift up your hips and then bring them over to the right-hand side by about 2 inches. And then you can either have your feet just planted as they are like this and go over to the left, and that's a nice gentle twist. That might be enough. Otherwise, lifting up your knees and rolling over just makes it a little bit stronger. It's a bit different. And then you can place your left hand on the top of your right knee crease, and then that's a gentle way of guiding yourself a bit more into the twist. Gentle adjustment. And then looking out on the exhale over your right hand. Deep, gentle breaths. Really rest here in this twist. So this is your time to relax your body. Just be restful. Deep rest. And then bringing your knees back up, realigning your hips at the back to center, and then lifting up your hips over to the left, so about 2 inches. So again, you can just move over like that, and that's perfect. That's great. You can bring the knees into the chest a little bit and move over there, slightly stronger. And your right hand is on your left knee crease here. You're just kind of holding your knee and looking out over your left hand. Gentle, deep breaths. Deep breaths. Remembering this is your time to relax now. You can rest in this twist. And then bring your knees back up, lifting up your hips and bring them back to center. And then lifting your knees in and having a little rock around. Now, if it's the right time of the month for you, if you're a woman, menstruating woman, then you can do this. I just really want to do plow, if that's all right, because it's for me, I don't do it very often. And it's just sometimes a lovely way to end, because you get to stretch your spine quite strongly back. So if we do like half shoulder stand and then plow, but if you're menstruating, it's really the wrong way to be moving your body. You don't want to be doing inversions, because it's going the opposite way to the blood flow and can cause stagnation. So we'll just really kind of find other stretches to do, and then we'll be coming down into happy baby and shavasana and things like that soon. So we'll just have a little moment in shoulder stand and plow. We won't be there for long. So breath in, and then exhale yourself up, really being careful of your neck. So really look first if you haven't done this for a while or at all. So you see how it's half shoulder stand, because actually I'm not in the full, which I don't feel like doing right now, but a full one where I'm actually, my body's straight. So I'm just placing my hands on my lower back, and I'm in a bit of a right angle, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of a right angle, isn't it? And just be here for a moment. Your shoulders flat on the mat. Hands at the sacrum. And then moving yourself back, if that's okay, into plow. So with plow, your feet might go to the floor behind to see how it is. And you might want to stretch out your arms with your palms flat on the mat, or you can clasp your hand. That's quite good, because then it creates a bit of a prop with your shoulders. Your upper arms and shoulders create a bit of a prop for you to be on, or platform. Being careful of your neck, so you're not moving your neck in a funny way at all. Just keeping it still. And bringing the hands back to the sacrum area, the lower back, lumbar area. Really, it's not so much sacrum. And back up into half shoulder stand, and gently easing yourself down. Either coming down to the stretch into flat here. You can bring the hands above the head and stretch the body. Then bringing the knees into the chest and have a rock around. That can feel quite strong, especially if you don't do inversions very often. And then taking the hands to the outside of the feet, and then rock from side to side. And bringing, if you want to, take your fingers to your big toes, you can do that, or you can use a strap, or you can have your hands in between your legs. You can do a wide leg stretch. That's quite a nice one. Deep breaths. And then finding yourself down into Shavasana. So we won't be doing a very long Shavasana, but we're just going to rest for a little bit. So making yourself comfortable will be long enough to put some socks on, grab a blanket, anything like that. Make yourself really nice and warm. And just be here. So your hands are just by your side and your legs are stretched out and your feet are just relaxed. Totally relax your feet. And you might wish to move your head from side to side if it was quite strong in the inversion. So do anything like that. So making yourself really comfortable, ready for some deep relaxation. So finding your softness. So there's a deep, relaxed softness in your body. Really tapping into the deep peace which resides within all of us. Right from the heart center, feeling this peacefulness radiate out, softening your whole body, encouraging your whole body to fully and completely relax. Feeling the gentle radiation of energy moving from the heart center all the way out. Radiating this peacefulness across your clavicle and your chest, your shoulders, all the way down your arms to the palms of your hands. Radiating from the heart down around your ribs and your back, all the way down to your belly, your solar plexus, your womb or tummy area, the lower intestinal area, all the way around your hips. Feeling that deep peace, deep relaxation radiating from your heart, all the way around the back of your head, your neck, your face, your brow, jaw, cheeks, all the way around your head to the crown of your head, radiating from your heart, all the way down from your hips, down your legs, your knees, and your lower legs, and the soles of your feet. Right from the crown of your head down to the tips of your toes. Feeling a deep, peaceful relaxation. Let go of something. Let go of something somewhere. Use yoga to become aware, to touch what lies beneath the surface of the skin. Is the tension longing for release? A knot of fear so deep and familiar that you believe it's part of who you are? Ease into dark corners, locked rooms, unexplored hallways. Gain entry not by force or will, but only by softness. Enter on the wings of breath and turn the key of self-acceptance to let go of something, somewhere. Start to deepen your breath. Begin to find some movement in your body. Might be your fingers and toes. Might wish to rock your head from side to side. You wish to stretch out your whole body from the tips of your fingers, the toes, and maybe drawing your knees into the chest. And finding yourself onto your side. And gently, slowly making your way up to seated to finish the class together. And if you wish to, you could place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Take a few breaths. Inhale with a gentle deepening of the breath and a lengthening from the crown. Exhale, there's a gentle lengthening of the breath and a softening of the muscles. Bring the hands to the heart center in Namaste. Closing with our Om vibration 3 times, finishing with Om Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring the hands above the head in Prana Mudra. Taking 3 deep, life-affirming breaths. Bring the hands above the head, Namaste. Down the suit, through the centers, Sahasrara at the crown, Ajna at the third eye, Vishuddhi at the throat, and Anahata at the heart center. Namaste. Thank you for coming. Lovely to have you. Thank you for staying, those of you did. I presume Chiara stayed very long, so she probably went off. So maybe Lucy was here and maybe Eve made it. I hope so. I'll just tell Helen Yeomans that she can come in because she's doing her Tula Mama group now with mothers and babies and singing. I just saw her arrive. I think she's coming. You can come in, darling. I'm just finishing up. I'm just finishing my live stream. Yeah, I'm just chatting quickly. That's fine. A terrible internet today. I had to stop it and start again. Just telling Helen my woes. So have a lovely day, everyone. And hopefully those of you who could make it, made it to the next one. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Eve, whether she made it. I'm hoping you did. Okay, so I'll go and you can tell me if you made it. Eve, anyone else? Bye, darling. Lots of love. Bye, everyone.